Do you know what it really means if you're not good at time management? It means you're being managed by everyone and everything around you. Not cute, right? It doesn't feel good. So today we're breaking down what is effective time management, right? Like, what does it really take? So if you've never met me before, I'm Victoria Alexander. This is The Clean Care, and I help people dealing with mess, clutter, and chaos get all that under control once and for all so they can actually build a dream life. So if you're in that kind of mood, if that's what you need in your life, I definitely invite you to like this channel, subscribe to it, and watch this video because I think you will be fed today, my friend. So like I said, there are some keys here to time management, and most of the videos I've seen out here are more so talking about habits. And yes, habits are important, but habits are nothing if you're not approaching the situation correctly, right? If your mind is not right, if your thoughts are not right, the habits will only get you but so far. You'll still end up back at square one. So what I'm going to do is a two-part video. In this first video, I'm going to talk more about the intrinsic qualities that you need to kind of embrace or walk into. Then part two will be about those habits, the actual things you need to be doing. So let's just go ahead and dive into this part of the video, part one, the intrinsic qualities that it takes to be effective at time management. So I have my notes here too if you see me looking down, but it's because I don't want to forget anything. This will be really good. And grab a pen and paper if you need it to. So with that being said, have you ever been in a situation where you realize that someone didn't value your time, right? So it's one thing I know I hear a lot of people that are people pleasers, so to say, and so they enjoy being able to put out the fires for everyone else. But just have you done that, right? And you're not appreciated. You're starting to realize you're not being valued. And then have you gotten to the part where you kind of realize you're expected to show up and take care of things for other people, right? Like now all of a sudden you're expected to actually drop what you're doing, you know, no matter how important it was, to come to be by someone else's side or to take care of something for someone. And you're realizing they literally have no respect for you whatsoever, right? That's like the one thing that definitely can put a stop to people pleasing, and it's realizing you're being taken for granted. And it's definitely a yucky feeling. So with that though, you can't get mad at the people that are treating you like this because they're only treating you like this because this is how you've allowed them to treat you this entire time. This is how you've walked into the world, how you've presented yourself as a person that's available. You're down for whatever, you know, all they have to do is text at whatever time and boom, you're there as if you had nothing to do. So it's not a them problem. And I hate to say this, it may sound harsh, but it's a you problem. But that's also a good thing because that means you can turn this whole thing around. And hopefully once I get into the actual traits and things that you need to be thinking of, that will help you with this, okay? So the biggest key, or the whole point of this video, is for you to remember that time management is really about how you see yourself and then how you allow others to treat you. And then a caveat on that is how you respond to the world, okay? So it's about how you see yourself, how you allow others to treat you, and how you respond to the world, all right? So with that, let's go ahead and dive into these, we'll call them the 5 principles, so to speak, of effective time management for busy mothers like yourself. Now, number 1 will be carry yourself with a sense of respect. So that means you need to have standards for yourself. You need to value your own time. It needs to be important to you first, okay? You cannot expect from someone what you don't even believe about yourself. So you need to get to a place where you truly do feel like, okay, you know what, I am a person of value. And you know what, I do have things that I need to get done, right? Whether it's at home, in life, in your business, career, whatever it may be, working out, exercising, those things are important. And so you have to value those things first before you can expect anyone else to. From there, you have to set those standards, and that is what other people have to meet, right? They have to meet you there, and people that don't meet those standards, well, I mean, there's nothing you can do for them, all right? And I know for some of you, this may challenge your current identity, but our identities change all the time. You're not the same person you were when you were in college, right? You're a different person now. So I know that we like to hold on to certain narratives or labels that people have assigned to us, but in another sense, you also have to realize when it's just not working anymore, right? Being the nice girl, it's not getting you where you want to be. So let go of that. Become a high value woman or somebody with standards. Call it high maintenance, whatever you want, right? But you will be a person that has some self-worth, that has some standards, and that will be respected. And in turn, make sure you're giving that same respect to others, right? So as you're trying to navigate how to have more standards for yourself, look at how you can help others have standards for themselves as well. I found that's really helpful when I'm trying to navigate myself into new territory that I'm not necessarily familiar with, Another thing you can do is also look for models, role models, or someone that's a celebrity or successful, and think about how they treat others and how they expect to be treated. Okay, that's another easy thing you can do. So for example, it's that thing where like if someone asks you to do something last minute, your new standard is like, no, someone needs to send you the request, let's say 5 days, just in your mind, you come up with a deadline, right? 5 days to let you know that, hey, we'd like for you to do whatever. And so if someone calls you day of and says, hey, we're having whatever, can you please come tonight to do blah, 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 blah. Well, as much as you may want to, no, you can't, because number one, it's not on your schedule. Number two, they didn't meet that standard of letting you know in advance. And you can let them know, oh my God, I wish I could. Next time, let me know, about 5, 6, 7 days in advance, and then I should be able to, or hopefully I'll be able to, right? And that's also a softer way to say no, because I know sometimes we have a hard time just outright saying no to people. But truthfully, you can say, what I just said, and that lets them know what the standard is so that they can come to you the right way. Okay? Put some respect on my name. All right, so let's go on to principle number 2. You need to inventory your resources, right? So what are your resources? What are the things that you need to be successful in life, to actually get things done? It's 3 things, and that would be your energy, your time, and your attention. Okay, we're giving those things away so freely, and then when it comes down to the things that we need to do, you have none. You have no energy, you have no time, and your brain is just everywhere, right? You can't focus. So with that, you have to start being more realistic about how much you have to give, but not just realistic. You have to start protecting it. And most people that know me, they know I would rather waste money any day than waste my time, right? So, if you need help moving, I'm the person that'll be like, you know what? How about I just call 2 men in a truck for you, right? and that way I can just keep doing what I'm doing, you do what you're doing, and yeah, but nonetheless, be aware of your energy, your time, and your attention and where it's going, okay? You cannot become effective at time management and not be managing those 3 things. Principle number 3, understand your role. So you're a mother, but some of you are also business owners, entrepreneurs. I really butchered that word, entrepreneurs. Ugh. Did I say business owners already? Let's just say that. Career women, stay-at-home wives, you homeschool. What else do people do? I don't know. Put it in the comments to help me out there. But nonetheless, you have roles or assignments, and this is different from purpose, okay? You're just role or assignment in life. So with that being said, when you understand your role, like what's really going on in life, what's really required of you, you can better manage your time, energy, resources, all those good things as well. But it's to be effective in this capacity, to get things done, to know what the right things are that you need to get done, you need to embrace the roles that you're in. So for me, like as a mother, my role is to usher my children into their purpose, right? That's what I see my assignment as, and how I'm supposed to be operating. So when it comes to to taking on things that need to be done or where my energy and my time and my attention needs to go. It more so needs to be focused on those things that help to build them and cultivate them in such a way that, like I said, allows them to walk into their purpose, but also to be individuals that are very self-aware, have self-mastery, are self-reliant, those core things. So I'm not going to spend too much time and energy on things that just don't matter. For instance, one of my sons, he likes to wear mixed match shoes, right? And I know you're probably thinking this has nothing to do with time management, but it does, because again, when you're depositing your energy in all these places and getting stressed out about things that really just don't matter, then you don't have the energy to give to the things that do matter, right? Those things that help you feel fulfilled and help you feel successful and help you run your home. If you're struggling to take care of business, take care of home and all these things, you have to watch where your energy is going. So what I'm saying again, understanding your role. And back to my son, yeah. So one of them likes to wear two different shoes, right? So my mom or like older people will see him and they're like, well, what in the dickens, But to me, it's not, anything whatsoever. I just feel like, okay, he's expressing himself. At first I was like, hey, you need to go change your shoes, don't you? But then I stopped myself and I'm like, you know what? Let him express himself in whatever way. He's being different, and for all I know, this is going to be the next trend. We can say it started right here, boom, copyrighted. And that's that. That's how those stories typically begin. So with that being said, understand your role, look at where you're depositing energy, and be mindful of the fact that sometimes you may be focusing on things that are outside of your role, outside of your assignment, and they just don't require anything from you. Okay. Principle which one am I on? 3, 4. Yeah, we're on number 4. Number 4, know where you are going. So this is all about legacy, and it's about both legacy and reputation, right? No, it's about legacy and future. There we go. So legacy is that thing that what do you want to be said about you when this is all said and done, right? Again, we're talking about time management, but how you manage your time, the daily routines that you have right now determine where you're going to go in the future. What you did yesterday is part of the legacy, right? You're building a legacy each and every day. So what you did last week determines what your legacy will be. How you managed yourself, how you treated people, what you actually accomplished, what you didn't, it all adds up, right? So with that being said, not only do you need to be concerned about your legacy, but your future as well, right? Where are you going so that your actions are guided by something bigger than all the things coming in at you every day. And as a mom, I know there's always so much, right? So many little fires everywhere, so many urgent things always popping up. So it's easy to get buried under just a mound of a whole bunch of things that don't add up to be much of anything, right? So it's like you're doing a lot and then nothing at all. So that's why being future focused, having a big goal, it's your North Star to make sure then that you can, have habits, have actions, thoughts, and beliefs that line up with that North Star or that goal or that future vision that you have, so that you're always walking in the right direction. Okay. And lastly, you need to learn what to ignore through all that. If you don't know anything else, you just need to know what needs to be ignored, what does not need your attention. If you can get good at that, the world is yours. All right. So this is also about being able to say no and have absolute peace about it, because you know that it is not your purpose to be concerned about everybody's issues going on. Like, yes, that's terrible news, but you're not purposed to give more than that, right? You need to stay focused on your current assignments, your current roles, your own purpose as a human being, right? So those are the 5 principles. Hopefully you found that nourishing and insightful. Like I said, part 2 will be the more practical habits for you guys. With that being said, I definitely hope that you subscribe to the channel if you do like this kind of information. Like the video, share it with someone that you feel may need it. And with that, I will see you guys in the second part. Take care. Hopefully I can find my mouse here so I can turn the video off. There we go.